G'day folks. Well, I'm in an interesting spot. Now I've been nearby here before, but very recently I was talking to a local fella, and he knows that I'm interested in birds, and I said to him, down in the bush behind his place, apparently there's a powerful owl, maybe more than one, which are the biggest owls in Australia. Big, amazing, beautiful bird. I asked him if he'd ever heard one, because I've heard them. I'm a couple of streets back from his. He said, "Oh, geez." He looked at his wife and he said, "Oh, the other night we heard something, but it wasn't. I don't think it was an owl." And he's got huge tracts of bush and swamp down behind his place. I said, "Oh, no, it probably was an owl." He shook his head. Now this guy is very much a skeptic. As skeptical of things as I am. The only reason I'm conscious of the yowie is that I've seen one and I've been screamed at by one in the dead of night in a very spooky part of the world. Anyway, that's why I believe. Seeing is believing. Fair enough. This guy is very skeptical. Anyway, he said no, that was no owl. That was a very definite statement for him. And the look on his face convinced me that he'd heard something else very loud in the bush behind his place. He actually looked quite scared. His eyes had a sort of look of fear in them. I don't know what it was, he said, but it wasn't no bloody owl. Which piqued my interest, and I didn't really carry on anything after that. I'm just looking for the road. So I'm in an area not far from his place, basically. And I'm just having a look around see if there's any new sign at all. Here it is. I knew I was going to intersect this road sooner or later. I have been in this general locale before, and I have seen some very cool sign. And I'm picking up a few things that may be fresh. There's also a lot of very old sign around in this area, but and a sore hand just there between my fingers. You make out that big bloody ant bite. I think it was a green ant bite. Well, I got not long ago. And actually the poison is going all the way up into my shoulder and making my shoulder stiff, a little bit like a wasp bite. Anyway, bastards. There's yeah. It's very easy to read too much into signs when you see them, A big old tree like that, branch there, laying over. Probably came off one of these big widow makers up there. A green branch, different dead branch. Australian trees are so self-pruning. We have so many. You can see a branch like this, a tree like this, knocked over. Well, you can tell at a glance that it's rotten. in the trunk. You know, not every bloody sticks across the path or tree break is the result of yowie behaviour. You know, when you're seeing as much true sign as I have, you know the difference between that. Here I am again at these two bends here. Big eucalyptus one there, and then this guy, very old, and then this guy, odd, done long ago, but it's odd that they're both right there. So yeah, the local yowies, well, I don't know whether they are local. They come through nomadic, just like the Aboriginals were. That bird you just heard then, that was a warning call. Back behind me. I have, like I said, been in this area before, and more than once I've thought I've seen something dark going through the bush, and I always feel like I'm being watched. And if you listen carefully to the bush, okay, yeah, it's just gone totally quiet. Okay, that's a little disconcerting. Before I picked up the camera, I did think I saw something going through the bush, something dark, and it wasn't a kangaroo because they're not stealthy. Since that bird just gave a warning call, there's been nothing. Not a peep. Okay. I came from up here. Jesus. Okay, yeah. I'm getting a bit goose pimply now. The further I get back here. This is an old, unused fire trail, of which there are countless in this area. Some of them made up with. It's still deathly quiet, except for the wind. Okay. It's not a bloody bird. I've got, as usual, this camera with a 300mm lens on it. If you bear with me. Okay, I don't know if the camera picked that up. I've never heard the bush here this quiet. I'm going to keep walking back the way I came. I'm not trying to be stealthy because I think that's just an insult. Even just sometimes just talking to the camera keeps my spirits up a bit when something like this happens. It's too quiet. I'm actually making my way back towards my car, but my car is a long way away. Okay. Stomp. Back that way, do you hear that stomp? Not feeling particularly comfortable at this moment. The bush is trying to tell me something, and I am listening to it. I'm sweating bullets, and I know something's watching me. And it is now behind me. And then I heard something over here, and the first stomp was over here. I don't know how they move so quickly in such silence. It's incredible. There it is again. That was a bit closer. Got two minds, you know. Stand my ground and hope I get some sort of shot, footage, something. Or do what the other part of my brain's telling me to do, and that's leave the area. It's hard because you want to get that photo that, to share with the skeptics out there. And there's still no birds. Okay. There's a whip bird right off down there, which is kind of a good sign. I keep thinking I'm just so effing quiet. Another stomp. Yeah, I wish I had a partner in crime sometimes. Isn't that strange? I'll just pass an invisible area and the birds are starting to chirp up again. To tell you what, the sweat comes out in you when that fucking rubbish. Pardon me. I just hate it when I see rubbish in such a beautiful area. I think that a stomp is a warning. You know, I don't think it's any kind of greeting. You know, you see when an animal paws the ground, you know, a bull or a horse or anything like that stomps. That's a sign of aggravation, of nervousness, and you know, anger. Hearing it again 2 times. So I think it's foolish to take an animal up on a challenge. I don't even know if stomping the stomps came out. Okay. Branch break. I was just heading back towards the stomp. Got a bit of scat there. Looks like dog. At least the birds have started making noise again. It's a fight or flight thing, isn't it? Well, when I say fight, I basically mean stand my ground. I don't have a weapon. It's open, pretty open country, so I can see for quite a while. But there's also a lot of trees, and undergrowth. It's easy for something to get close to me without being seen. It's so strange. You cross almost an invisible line. Like literally, I've stopped sweating. The birds have started twittering, and it's 40 or 50 feet back down the track, and the feeling was entirely different. So it gives a bit of weight to that infrasound theory. Could be a pheromone scent as well that can create fear in something and make them leave the area without even seeing something. You know, I'm just going to be slightly foolish and go back now. I'm not going to say anything here. See if the camera picks anything up. Because something's watching me and wants me to leave the area. I'll shut up from now. That was me. No, he scared me. He's a big fella. He's having a drink out of the water in one of the wheel ruts. And he's actually put me at ease. If he is calm enough to drink. Okay, he's spotted me now. Hey fella. Big boy. Now you see? You hear that? Off he goes. Sometimes when you hear that, when you hear a roo, you crunch, crunch, crunch. Yeah, it sounds a lot like freaking footsteps. He wasn't flying either. He just loped out of the bush, had a drink. He was a big fella. Had a drink out of one of the wheel ruts here in the road. Then he looked up, probably got my scent, looked up, saw me. Tell you what, if I'd been hunting, he wouldn't have even felt it. Holy crap. Okay, that wood knock was really close. Really close. And exactly the way I'm looking now. Exactly over here. It didn't sound like it was a very hard hit. It sounded more like taps. But I'm pretty confident the camera would have picked that up. I think I might take that kangaroo's course of action and just move out of this area. Yeah. That's enough for me. I know there's still activity here now. They've got some scouts. Scouts know I'm here. Just putting my hands up, showing I'm not threatening. No weapons. Like I said, I wish I knew someone that was that I could confide in, that was of a like mind. And that would come with me. It'd just be nice to have. Okay, that's a warning call. Gone quiet again. All right. I often envy Americans. I think envy is the right word, with the fact that they can, there's a knock again, that they can arm themselves so easily. Because if I did have a sidearm or a rifle or something that I could take with me on these little forays, then it would make a lot of difference. It would make a lot of difference to how far in I can push things, you know. But when you're armed with nothing but a couple of cameras, then it's like discretion is the better part of valor. I think that's the saying, basically. go away and live to hunt another day kind of thing. And there's nothing worse than the feeling of going straight to the bottom of the food chain and and the feeling of being hunted. Which is what, when you hear one of these guys roar at you, that's what happens straight away. You feel like food. And that is a sobering experience, to put it very mildly. I'm going to leave it at that and walk out of here. That whistle just then, it was almost exactly like a fryer bird. There. It just sounds a little bit different. It's probably a fryer bird. Oh, we got one of those with a wattle bird. I can't think of what I'm thinking. Yeah. Interesting. Okay. I'll have to come back here again. Okay, there's still plenty of standing water. There's plenty of game. That kangaroo is a big fella. There's also a lot of little wallabies, rednecks and swampies. As it gets hotter and the occasional creeks and the puddles and all that dry up, the yowies in this area move out. Of course they need water, and there's a tidal creek that's too salty, so they have to go to where the fresh water is, and that's out of my area. Okay, see ya.